Hey guys, let's talk house cleaners today. So we're gonna go through what made us get one in the first place, how we knew we found a good one when we did, and also, do we think that it's worth it? Like, would we recommend it to other people? When I graduated from college and I would go to like women's panels at the companies I worked for, the one thing that consistently came up from every female executive was to hire a house cleaner. And it especially came up from women that had kids. And the example that they always gave was, it's so nice to be able to just like enjoy your weekend, enjoy your evening, like playing with your kid instead of having to worry about doing any sort of deep cleaning around your house. It takes that level of stress away from everyone at home and just lets you enjoy your life a little bit more. And I'm really curious if this is something that you guys have heard at women's panels at work too, or is it just me? Like, let me know in the comments. So my husband and I had gotten one-off house cleaners for different things. So like if family was coming into town, or if we just felt like our house had like, just really needed like a refresh and we just didn't have the time to do it, we would get a house cleaner, and it would probably be once every 6 months or so. We never really had anyone that we were passionate about trying to have come on a regular basis. I will say those one-off cleans are totally worth it if you can't afford the recurring basis clean. It's life-changing to not have to like panic clean your house before you're gonna have family come over for the holidays. And I'll be honest, my husband was not totally on board with this at first. He was thinking, why do we need to pay for this? It's something that we can do ourselves. And he's not wrong, but I did eventually wear him down. So the time where we tried it out was around when my loans were paid off. I wasn't having to set aside money every month for my loans anymore. And while I was investing most of it, this is something I had wanted to do for a long time. So I set aside a monthly kind of stipend for myself for this particular purpose. I think I was like, I want to use my disposable income to try this out, see if we like it, see if it's worth it. And if it's not, then we stop doing it. And he was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. We'll see how it works. So let's get into how we found our house cleaner. So I originally was looking at some apps like Thumbtack, where I had found one-off house cleaners in the past. We tested out a few different services and I just wasn't really seeing the results that we wanted. I actually had one service that we did try to do recurring cleanings on, and they kept canceling on us a few hours before the cleans would happen, which is so frustrating if you've moved your day around to make sure that you're home. So we didn't end up pursuing them. And I was venting about it to my boss one day, knowing that she does have a house cleaner. And she said, let me give you our person's number. Now, their house cleaner wasn't available, but her friend was. And that's actually who we ended up hiring. So she's just someone that cleans houses independently. She's not a part of like a larger company or anything like that. And she does a fantastic job. So let's talk about why we love the woman that we hired. So first of all, she does a great job. That should be table stakes for anyone that you hire. We never have to like go behind her and check to see that things are done. Like, she just does everything. And she even does things that we may not always expect. Like, she'll dust our blinds and stuff. That may not need to happen every time, but she will go ahead and do that. She remembers things that we specifically care about. So for example, we feed our cats separately because one grazes and one will eat anything in sight. So one of our cats gets locked in our half bathroom downstairs here, and we sometimes get like food on the baseboard. She knows about it. She wipes it up every time. It's great. She also knows that because we have long hair cats, so she'll go in and vacuum all of our soft surfaces every time she's here. So like our couches or comforters in bedrooms, rugs definitely, and obviously like floors in general, she'll go ahead and vacuum up. But she'll get all of the little details that we wouldn't normally do ourselves. She also cleans behind things. Like, this is something that I really appreciate. Like, I'll come into our bedroom and be like, our mirror is slightly moved. And it's because she will have moved it to another part of the wall and like cleaned behind it and then moved it back. Or I've come upstairs before and my daughter's crib is like completely away from the wall because she's cleaning underneath it. Like, that type of stuff, not everyone does. She also tidies up. So not excessively, but she will make things look a lot nicer. For example, in our bathroom, like, she'll put some of the stuff away in the cabinets as she's cleaning, and she'll leave all of our surfaces really clear. And actually, we always joke that we know a room has gotten really bad if she doesn't touch the surface. And that's like our clue that, hey, you need to like get your life together a little bit and pick it up. It happened to my husband's desk recently. And lastly, our beds always look like hotel level nice when she's done. Like, they look so fluffy. Like, I don't know how she gets the comforter so flat, but then also fluffy looking. It's amazing. She kind of gets all the pillows looking all nice. It just makes me want to jump onto the bed every time, but I also don't want to mess it up. It's awesome. So let's think about why it's worth it for us personally. So the first reason I think it's worth it is that it fits in our budget. We pay $150 every 3 weeks to get our house cleaning done. Our townhouse has 3 stories and it's a little under 3,000 square feet. I actually think that's a really awesome price. She's not the cheapest person that we were quoted for a regular house clean, but she was definitely not the most expensive either. And we feel like it's absolutely worth it to have her on a routine because she keeps us at a much higher base level of clean than really anyone else that we've experienced. Definitely better than if we were doing it ourselves. So another reason why we love it is it keeps our house closer to being company ready at any given time. So before we started using her, we felt like for us to be really comfortable and like excited about people coming over, we would need to clean downstairs for like an hour, you know, like really scrub down the kitchen, vacuum, you know, pick everything up, all of that good stuff. And now I feel like we're usually about 10 to 15 minutes tops from being like company ready at any time, like, you know, assuming the kitchen's not destroyed. But again, we don't have as much like other stuff that we have to worry about. Our bathroom is clean, you know, the couch isn't gross, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, for overnight guests, I feel like we used to clean for like a whole day at a time. And now it's maybe like an hour of making sure towels are changed out, sheets are changed out. If we didn't have our house cleaner change the sheets when she's here, which she does for us as long as we leave sheets out, another reason to love her. Then just doing some of that like tidying up around the house, but it's just so much less stressful than doing it all ourselves. Also, in the spirit of Marie Kondo, it brings us joy to have our house cleaner. And it especially happens when I see how nice our beds look when she comes. It just brings a sense of calm and zen. And it's truly become like our favorite day of the week when, you know, she comes, because it just takes our stress levels down a really big notch. It's also inspiring us to declutter a bit. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but I feel like clutter attracts clutter. And also when you have a clean surface, it makes you want all of your other surfaces to be clean too. So when she comes and everything is nice and neat afterwards, we don't want to mess it up. And we also want to try to figure out ways to keep it that way a little bit easier. And so we've started implementing some smaller habits in order to do that. Like our kitchen counter may not be clean today, but it's clean a lot more often now that she comes on a regular basis. And it's not just when she's here. I will say too, I also just love that she's very friendly and she'll like pet our cats. She's not scared of them or, you know, wanting them to stay away. It's nice to have someone that, you know, you're comfortable with in your home. I think that's really important. So all in all, having had this experience, I am probably going to be that executive in the future that tells all the fresh graduates from college, when you have the budget, just hire a house cleaner. Makes your life so much better. So I'm curious to hear from you guys in the comments. Are you thinking about hiring a house cleaner, and what's holding you back from it? Is it money, or is it not knowing how to hire the right person? I'd love to know. And I've also found recently that now that I have a little bit more disposable income, I'm really inclined to pay for services that make me happy. So look out for a future video on that. I'll talk about things beyond just our house cleaner that we have started investing our money towards to just make our lives a little bit easier. Thanks. If you want to see that video, make sure that you like and subscribe, because it'll be more likely to come up in your suggested videos, and I'll see you next time.